All right, so you know that feeling when you drive to the hoop defenders right there, but you still sink it.
Yeah.
That's what we all want, right? To be unstoppable at the rim.
For sure.
So today we're diving deep into some finishing skills with, by any means, basketball.
Okay.
They've got this YouTube video breaking down 13 drills, and some of them are wild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like video game stuff, but they call them challenges, not just drills.
I like that.
Right. And I think that's important, that mindset.
It really is just changing that one word drills.
Yeah.
Can feel like a chore,
Yeah,
but a challenge that makes you want to push yourself.
exactly. So let's jump into a few of these. First one that caught my eye, you're under the basket, but you got to jump backwards to finish.
Whoa.
Yeah, talk about body control.
You're basically training to be like a basketball contortionist.
Aha, right?
You're using muscles. You'd never use building strength in those weird positions.
So it's like no matter how off balance you are, you can still twist and get that shot off.
Exactly. You can contort your body to get that shot off, even if the defender's got you all twisted up.
Wow, okay, then there's this one where you start out of bounds and you got to jump as far as possible to finish.
Oh, that's pure explosiveness.
Yeah.
The first step, that burst of power to the basket, like when you're driving baseline, you need that to blow past your defender.
And then they've got you jumping across the lane, no steps allowed, just pure lateral power.
Which is huge for finishing in traffic, right?
Yeah.
Defenders are coming at you from all sides, so being able to move laterally helps you create space and avoid those blocks.
There are a bunch that use the backboard in crazy ways. One even has you bouncing the ball off the opposite side to score.
Yeah, putting English on the ball.
Okay, English on a basketball sounds kind of mysterious to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So basically you're making the ball curve in the air by using your fingers to control the spin.
Like throwing a curveball in baseball.
Exactly. You're using your wrists and fingers to create that spin. With a basketball, you're doing the same thing using your fingertips.
So in a game, I could curve the ball around a defender's block.
Yep, it's all about using the backboard strategically for those impossible angles.
That's wild. Then there's this one where you got to hit the top corners of the backboard and even get the ball above the backboard.
Oh yeah, those are tough.
Yeah.
You have to really understand how the ball interacts with the backboard spin arc, the whole geometry.
Like a pool shark, but with a basketball.
Uh-huh, yeah, exactly. Calculating those bank shots. You have to develop a feel for the force and spin.
Okay, I gotta ask about the 360 layup. Is that really worth practicing? Seems more like a playground move.
It might look flashy,
Yeah.
but it's a masterclass in body control. Think about spinning midair balance, controlling the ball to score.
So even if I never actually do a 360 in a game, it still helps.
Absolutely. The coordination it builds will transfer to your other moves. You're just smoother, quicker, more adaptable around the basket.
Makes sense. This video is full of surprises. What else stood out to you?
Well, there's this one that seems counterintuitive at first. No jump finishing.
So you're scoring without even jumping.
Yeah, you maintain your stride and use a quick flip to get the ball up.
Why would you practice that? Isn't jumping like basketball 101?
You'd think so, but in a game, you don't always have the perfect setup.
Yeah.
Sometimes a defender cuts you off or help defense comes out of nowhere. You don't have time to jump high and have perfect form.
So it's for those scramble situations when you got to improvise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to get creative using your momentum body control and a quick wrist flick to get that shot off.
So you're training your body to school from anywhere, even off balance.
Precisely. You build that muscle memory so you can react instinctively and finish strong, even in chaos.
Okay, I like it. If you can score consistently without jumping, imagine how much better you'll be when you can jump.
Right. It's about expanding your skills so you're never caught off guard. And speaking of expanding your toolbox, let's talk about that drill bouncing the ball off the opposite side of the backboard.
The one with the English?
Yeah, that one. It seems like a trick shot, but mastering it can unlock some serious potential.
Okay, but how do you even start practicing that? Sounds super hard.
It takes practice, but break it down into steps. Start with spin control, experiment with different releases using your fingertips.
Okay.
You want to make the ball curve, like a curveball.
Like I'm a basketball pitcher.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's about understanding how spin affects the trajectory.
Yeah.
And once you get a feel for that, you can add it to your finishing moves.
So picture this. I'm driving to the basket defender, cuts me off. I use that English to bounce the ball off the opposite side, curving it around his block, and boom, nothing but net.
Exactly like a secret weapon.
Yeah.
You create space. Avoid block score from impossible angles.
That's what I'm talking about, using physics to up my game.
It's not just about the flashy finishes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Mastering English can add a subtle touch to your floaters,
Yeah.
layups, even hook shots.
Yeah.
It's about control and finesse around the rim.
So it's not a one-trick pony. It's a skill that can elevate my whole finishing game.
Exactly. And even if you don't master English, the practice will still improve your ball handling and touch.
So no downside to trying it. And maybe I'll discover I'm a trick shot genius.
Uh-huh. You never know. Speaking of hidden talents, let's talk about those backboard drills hitting the top corners, even getting the ball above the backboard.
Those look wild. What's the point of those?
They're about understanding the backboard and how to use it to your advantage. You're not just hoping for the best, you're using it strategically to create angles and manipulate the ball score from unexpected spots.
Like I'm learning the language of the backboard.
Uh-huh. I like that. It's about understanding spin arc and how the ball reacts when it hits different parts.
Okay, I get it. But those look tough. Any tips for a beginner?
One key is focus on your touch. Practice tossing the ball up gently, aiming for different spots. Experiment with spins and arcs.
So develop that soft touch like a pool player.
Exactly, finesse and precision. And once you get that feel, you can incorporate it into your finishing moves.
So instead of just power, I'm using the backboard to create high percentage shots.
That's the goal. And these drills make you slow down, focus on technique, really understand the geometry.
All right, I'm ready to get to court and try some backboard magic. What else is there?
Well, remember that 2 basketballs drill?
Yeah, that one looked crazy.
It might seem like a sideshow, but it's great for focus and coordination.
I'm intrigued, but it looks intimidating.
It's challenging, but that's what makes it effective. When you're juggling 2 basketballs, you have to be totally present. Your mind can't wander, and your movements have to be super precise.
So it's a mental workout, too.
Exactly. And that mental toughness is crucial for finishing under pressure. When you're driving in a game with defenders all around, you need that same focus.
Yeah, it's like when the game's on the line and you need that clutch shot, all the distractions disappear. It's just you, the ball, and the basket.
That's the zone.
Mm.
And this drill helps you get there. It's about training your mind and body to work together even under pressure.
So it's not just fancy moves, it's about the mental game, that focus that separates good from great.
Precisely. And that's what's exciting about these drills. They push your limits and unlock potential you didn't know you had.
We've covered a lot, but I feel like there's more to unpack.
You're right. We still need to talk about that touch the rim backboard net drill. And that one's all about developing a level of touch that can really transform your game. But we'll save that for part 3 of our deep dive. Welcome back. Ready for more finishing drill madness.
Oh, yeah. I'm still thinking about that no jump finishing drill.
Yeah.
It just seems so weird. Why would I practice scoring without jumping? Isn't that like basketball basics? Jump high, shoot the ball.
Yeah, you'd think so. But you got to remember, in game, things don't always go as planned.
Right.
You're driving to the hoop and bam, a defender appears. Or help defense comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You don't have time to set your feet jump high, all that.
So this is about those moments when you got to improvise?
Exactly. It forces you to get creative using your momentum body control and a quick flick of the wrist.
So you're training your body to score from any position, even when you're off balance.
Right. You build that muscle memory so you can just react and still finish strong.
I can see that being super usable. Like, if I can score consistently without jumping, then adding a jump just makes it that much harder to defend.
Exactly. It's like adding another tool to your arsenal so you're ready for anything. And speaking of tools, let's revisit that drill, bouncing the ball off the opposite side of the backboard.
The English one.
Yeah, that's the one. It might seem like a trick shot, but once you master it, it can really change your game.
Okay, but how do I even practice that? Sounds impossible.
It takes time, but the key is breaking it down. Start with spin control. Try different ways to release the ball, using your fingertips to create different spins. You want to be able to make the ball curve in the air, almost like a curveball in baseball.
So I'm like a pitcher now, but with a basketball.
Uh-huh, kinda.
Yeah.
It's all about understanding how the spin changes the ball's path. And once you get a feel for that, you can start using it in your finishing moves.
Okay, so imagine I'm driving to the basket. Defender cuts me off, but I use that English to bounce the ball off the opposite side of the backboard, curving it around him, and swoosh, nothing but net.
That's the idea. You're using the backboard strategically to create these impossible angles. It's like having a secret weapon to create space, avoid blocks, and get those crazy shots.
That's awesome. It's like I'm bending the laws of physics.
And it's not just for those crazy shots either.
Oh, yeah.
Mastering English can also improve your floaters, layups, even hook shots. It has a whole new level of control and finesse around the rim.
So it's a skill that can elevate my whole game, not just one move.
Exactly. And even if you never perfect it, the practice alone will make you better at handling the ball and improve your touch around the basket.
So it's worth trying for sure. And hey, maybe I'll discover I'm a trick shot master.
You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about those drills where you're hitting the top corners of the backboard and even getting the ball above it.
Yeah, those are pretty wild. What's the point of practicing that?
Those drills are all about understanding the backboard and how to use it to your advantage. It's not about luck. It's about using strategy and angles to make shots that no one expects.
Like I'm speaking the language of the backboard.
Uh-huh. I like that. You're understanding spin arc and how the ball reacts differently depending on where it hits.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture, but these seem pretty tough. Any advice for someone just starting out?
Focus on your touch. Practice tossing the ball up gently, aiming for specific spots. Try different spins and arcs.
So I'm like a pool player carefully calculating my bank shots.
Exactly. It's all about that finesse, and once you start to develop that feeling, you can start incorporating those backward techniques into your actual finishing moves.
So instead of just using power, I'm using strategy and the backboard to create higher percentage shots.
Exactly. And the best part is, these drills force you to slow down, focus on your technique, and really understand the game in a different way.
All right, ready to go try some of this backboard magic? What else is there?
Well, remember that two basketballs drill?
Yeah, that one looked crazy.
It might seem like a gimmick, but it's actually incredibly helpful for focus and coordination.
I gotta admit, I'm a little intimidated by that one.
It could be tough, but that's what makes it so effective. You have to be completely focused when you're juggling two basketballs. You can't let your mind wander, and every movement has to be precise.
So it's like a mental workout on top of a physical one.
Exactly, and that mental strength is key for finishing under pressure. When you're in a game surrounded by defenders, you need that same level of focus.
Yeah, like when the game's on the line and you need to make that clutch shot, everything else fades away and it's just you, the ball, and the basket.
That's it. That's the zone. And this drill helps you get there. Your mind and body working together even when things are intense.
So it's not just about learning fancy moves, it's about training your mind to be strong and focused.
Absolutely. And that's what's so amazing about these drills. They're not just about improving your skills, but also about pushing yourself mentally and finding that potential you didn't even know you had.
We've covered so much already, but I feel like there's still more to explore.
Oh, definitely. We still need to talk about that touch the rim backboard net drill. It's all about developing that incredibly subtle touch that can take your finishing game to a whole new level. We'll dive into that in part 3 of our deep dive.
Okay, back for the final part of our deep dive, and we've got to talk about that touch the rim backboard net drill. It seemed kind of basic at first.
Yeah, it's deceptive.
But you said it can really transform my game.
Oh, it definitely can. Most players never even think about this level of touch.
Okay, so walk me through it. What am I actually doing?
You're close to the basket, and you're just tossing the ball up lightly, trying to touch the rim, the backboard, and then the net. It's all about making contact with each part, feeling the angles, the textures, the geometry of the basket.
Interesting. So it's not about power or speed. It's more about finesse.
Exactly. You're slowing down, focusing on those tiny details of your touch. Almost like a meditation.
Okay, I see how that could connect to finishing. Like when you need to use the backboard or get a floater over a defender.
Exactly. It's about developing that super soft touch that can make the difference between a make and a miss.
So instead of just throwing the ball at the hoop, I'm learning to control it with these small, subtle movements.
That's the idea. And here's the thing. It doesn't just improve your touch. It also helps with your awareness.
How so?
Well, when you're intentionally touching the rim, the backboard, the net, you're really starting to understand where everything is. You're more in tune with your surroundings and how your body relates to the basket.
Like developing a sixth sense for the basket.
You could say that. And that awareness will help you with everything that passes your footwork, your overall game.
That's incredible. I'm adding this to my training for sure.
I think you'll be surprised how much it helps. And here's another tip. Try it with both hands.
Oh, with both hands. Why?
It forces you to be ambidextrous. You'll be able to finish from both sides with confidence.
That's a great point. Most players just rely on their dominant hand. But if you can use both, it makes you so much harder to guard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keeps the defenders guessing and opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
All right, we've covered a lot in this deep dive. We talked about explosiveness, body control, creativity, focus, touch. It's been amazing.
It has. And what's really cool about all these drills is that they push you to think outside the box, to experiment, to always be searching for ways to get better.
It's not just about copying other players. It's about taking what they do and making it your own, finding your own style.
Exactly. And that's what I want you to take away from this. Don't be afraid to try new things, challenge yourself, and discover your own path to becoming a better player.
So if you're ready to take your finishing game to the next level, check out that By Any Means Basketball video and start practicing these drills.
And as one last thought, I challenge you to go even further.
Yeah.
Come up with your own drills, your own challenges. What unique things can you come up with to improve your game?
The possibilities are endless, so get out there, have fun, and see what you can do.